Welcome to the 10-Minute Treasurer. My name is Jeff Pospisil. And just the other day, I had someone ask me, how should we have independent contractors fill out a W-9? So I'm going to cover that. But the thing that is more confusing to me, and the thing that I've never, ever gotten right before until today, is how a church or a nonprofit should fill out a W-9 themselves. Because sometimes you'll just be asked, like if you apply for a grant or some other thing like that, you sometimes have to fill out a W-9, and I've never gotten in trouble for filling it out incorrectly, but I've never done it correctly until today. So I want to share that with you first. From the point of view of a church, what we'd put here is the name that the IRS has on file for us. So if you complete 1099s or W-2s or your 941s, this is the name that goes here. So it might be different from your legal name. So that's just something to be aware of. And also, if let's just say that you have a ministry of this church that is actually applying for this grant and you wanted to do that. So the Methodist Women's Group, for example, but they are actually part of your church legal entity, you might do that. Now, what boxes do you actually complete here? None of them seem to fit. For a long time, in my mind, I thought you had to do a C corporation because we are a corporation, but we're actually not a C corporation. So the C refers to the part of the Internal Revenue Code, same way as the S corp refers to the part of the Internal Revenue Code. So we actually don't fit any of these, and we're not a limited liability company, so we are other. And so what I would put in here is nonprofit, and if you're incorporated, I would say nonprofit corporation under 501c3. And that would even be the same if you're not incorporated. You could say nonprofit organization. That would also work. Then here's the address that the IRS knows you have. So 123 Church Street, Mitchell, South Dakota. And you really don't have to fill out anything else here. So you could ignore this. You're exempt because guess what? You're a 501c3. The FATCA reporting, you don't have to do that. You should have an employer identification number. And if you don't have that, I do have instructions on how to do that. And so I'm just going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, and then lastly, that you need a signature of the person. So I would say usually the treasurer, because the treasurer is the one that's going to probably know how to fill this out, should be the one that signs it, but it really doesn't matter. As long as you're not lying on it, then it's all good to go. All right, so if you are having somebody do work for you and they're not an employee, and I think I got 2 videos out there that might help. One is, I think one is on telling whether or not somebody is an employee, and then I have another one on who should get a 1099, because really, the reason why you want them to fill out this form is because you might have to issue them a 1099. And you want them to fill out this W-9 before you pay them. So maybe I need to repeat that. They should complete the W-9 before you pay them, because they will lose all interest in completing this form as soon as you pay them. So, usually it's an individual, so I'm just going to put my own name here. So they put their regular name that they'd put on their tax return. Most likely they are an individual sole proprietor. If they're anything else, they should have a little bit more experience with filling this out. Most of the time, individuals don't fill out a ton of these. Then they would do their address, and that's not actually my real address, by the way. And then fill in their social security number. That is my real social security number. No, just kidding. I don't know why I thought that was funny. And then they would have to sign it. And you want to keep this on record for yourself. And this just covers you But again, I can't say this enough. If you think that you might have to do a 1099 for them, have them fill this out before you pay them. And you don't have to file this anywhere with the government or anything else. You just keep this on hand. Have a file of W-2s and W-9s and just keep this up until, well, I would just keep it. So, all right. All right, I hope you found that helpful. And like I said, I'll try to find those links. And if I do, they'll put them in the description. And if you have any other ideas, please share them with me. I'd love to dive into it. I love learning new things. And if you found this helpful, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. All right, till next time, God bless.